Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Coffee with Chris. I don't know about you, but I really enjoy rides at amusement parks. Before we had kids, my brother's not really into them, so I was the uncle that took his kids on all the rides. And I remember my one nephew, he liked to go on any kind of ride that was out there. The bigger, the better, the faster. It was all on the table and I would have to go with them. And one time he wanted to go on the slingshot, which is this kind of orb that they strap you in and they put you on this huge slingshot. Then it flings you out where if you feel like you're going to go out into orbit, your face is sucked back against your skull. And then all of a sudden, right when you get to the end, it turns around and slings you back to Earth and you look like you're going to go crashing back into Earth, but it stops just before you get there and it kind of slings you back the other way. And there you go, kind of between going into orbit and crashing back into Earth until it finally calms down and they let you down. And it's incredibly exciting. The Christian faith kind of does that to us at certain times. And it's explained here a little bit here in Psalm chapter 8, verses 3 through 6. And I'll read it. It says, "When I look to the heavens, orbit, the work of your fingers, the moon, the stars, which you have set in place, what is man that thou art mindful of him, and the son of man that thou care for him? Yet ye have made us a little lower," going back to earth, "than the heavenly beings, and crowned with glory and honor. You have given him dominion over the works of the hand, and you shall put all things under his feet." And what happens to us is when we embrace gospel Christianity, it's like in the best of times when it seems like we're going up into orbit, what happens is we kind of stop short and we know this isn't all there is. That's why when we become Christians, we can love things properly because we know that this isn't all there is and this isn't everything that we can get out of it. We know there's something outside. There's something always greater. Our heart is always going to be longing for more. And then what happens in times in our life when we come crashing back down to earth, right before we turn into this smoldering hulk scattered across the landscape, we get caught. And our faith stops us from the deepest parts of despair. So what happens in our faith is if we're doing it properly, is we're never overcome by the low lows. We're never in hopeless situations. We experience sorrow, we experience despair, but we're never hopeless. Our faith keeps us that way. And when we think that, this one thing is where it's all at, I need to be, this is where all life is about, we get caught up short there too by the Spirit of God saying, no. There is something more than the earth has for us. So what happens to us is we are able to walk away from the great times and we are able to walk through the darkest times in our lives. And that's what Christianity offers us, that no other faith ever can offer you, because our God came from that place of bliss outside of this world, and he went to the lowest place that you can go. He went to the lowest place in hell to deliver us from that. So when we do our faith, there is no place too dark for us, and there's no place too light for us. It stops us from times of despair, and it stops us from getting all caught up in all these other things where we know that there's something for us. So as you go through this life, or you go through this day, always remember that God is there to prevent you from your deepest despair, and he's there to prevent you from getting way overconsumed in what this world has for us. We can walk away from this world's greatest times, and we can walk through this world's darkest times. So be encouraged today. In Christ's name.